accelerations experienced by the sled reaches 9.5 times the force of gravity. The motion of the dummy's head and body are very similar to the motions that your body would experience in the same kind of crash.
I trust Eli Castronova's skills as an attorney so much that after he settled my case, I retained him to represent my son when he was injured, and I referred my mother to him as well.
Whiplash has become almost a pejorative. In that, I'm saying that when somebody says they have a whiplash injury, they're almost downplaying the type of injury. Whiplash injuries are very severe injuries at times. I've had clients that are involved in high-speed impacts, especially rear-enders or T-bone type of accidents or left-turn accidents, and they have incurred injuries to the neck, and that's what whiplash injuries are, when the neck goes forwards and backwards or backwards and forwards at a high velocity. It's surprising the types of forces that can be applied to the neck, and specifically the vertebrae and the discs in the neck, which can cause fractured vertebrae, can cause bulging or even herniated discs in the cervical spine, which is the neck. And so even though this term whiplash seems to downplay the types of injuries, they can be major injuries. I've also had cases that have minor damage to the car, minor type of impacts, and the person still has these neck injuries because the seat belt in a car is meant to protect the occupant from going through the windshield or hitting something inside of the car with their body. It kind of is a negative effect to the neck, because what happens is the head is sitting on the neck, which is sitting on the shoulders. The shoulder is belted in across the torso. The lap is belted in, but the head is almost caused to move rapidly by an impact from the rear or from the front, and the shoulder belt keeps the body in but causes the head to move backwards and forwards because something has to move with the force of the impact. So even if it's a minor impact, it can cause severe neck problems. I've had clients that have had to have cervical surgeries, neck surgeries for herniated discs, even on a low impact accident. So this is something that's important to watch out for. It's something that we have to always keep in mind when we are evaluating a case, and when we need to send our clients to orthopedic surgeons or get an MRI of the neck so we can rule out severe injuries or confirm severe injuries. Cars are designed nowadays to withstand certain impacts and not show much damage externally. But the force that's applied to the person in the car is still there. And the auto industry has done a lot to protect people's bodies, but not their necks so much. And that is a good point. The headrest, nobody is schooled as to what height they should put their headrest at. Frequently the headrest is too low, and the head can go back over the headrest and forward during impact. Sometimes people's seat belts are even misadjusted, or they will take the shoulder belt and put it under their arm, so their body goes even further forward. But it doesn't matter if it's a 10-mile-per-hour impact often. Also, you have clients that are predisposed to these types of injuries. They have pre-existing neck problems. You find this frequently with older people who are already getting arthritis, who already might have a minor disc bulge, and even though it's a minor impact, it can aggravate this pre-existing condition and make the bulge to be even larger, or cause it the disc to herniate. And what this means is the disc itself comes out further than it's supposed to, and it impinges on the nerves going down to the arm, to the upper and middle back, and could cause quite a bit of pain and numbness and tingling, and the types of injuries that can last for a long time or might require surgery, even though it's a low-speed impact. They can get total numbness and total loss of use of their hands or fingers if it's a severe enough disc bulge or herniation. It is possible, especially people who, again, are high-speed impacts where you get a lot of force, or even low-speed impacts where you have pre-existing problems with their neck already, which predisposes them to having more severe aggravation and injuries. And that, even though they have these pre-existing problems, the insurance company or the other driver or the company that owns the car or truck that hits the plaintiff, our client, has to compensate our client for that, even though they have pre-existing problems. If there's an aggravation, they have to pay for that aggravation.